G'day guys, welcome to another episode of Wine News, ordinary people talking about extraordinary wine. With us today is Trav and Dan, the local Blackburn experts here to talk to you about wine. And today it's a really special episode. We're going to have a lot in store for you. But before we get to that, how was your week, boys?
Excellent.
Mad, absolutely
Mad?
crazy.
Ah, what did you get up to?
Well, after getting the boot last week and getting sent on,
You were on location,
I was sent on assignment.
a fact-finding mission.
Yeah, to the lovely Central Victoria, which was fantastic. And then jumped on a plane, went to Sydney for a couple of days, and got back late last night. And here we are today. So it's great to be welcomed back into the studio. Although I'm not sure if I was invited. I just turned up knowing that it was going to be here. So
we were short on hosts, and
so I jumped in, and no one's told me to go. So I'm going to run with it.
absolutely fantastic.
Stick around.
Might-
There was wine, so I thought I'd stick around and have a drink with you guys.
Absolutely. And speaking of wine, we actually have, as I said earlier, a great little episode for you. We're going to be talking about reasonably priced wine this week. So quality, bang for buck sort of wine show. And we have two wines today to compare against. What have we got, boys?
Well, we do have two that you're probably, well, one at least that you're definitely familiar with, and that's the Wolf Blass
Famous
Yellow
label.
Label Shiraz from South Australia. So let's just have a quick look at that there. 2014. It's probably one of Australia's most famous Shirazes, and represents pretty good value for money. And then we've also got the Rockridge Clare Valley Shiraz, also 2014.
With a pretty sticker.
It has got a pretty sticker on it.
Got a great sticker on it.
Yes, indeed. And the what sort of price range are we talking about here, boys? What are we looking at?
You're looking at sub 15. So,
So our good friends at
Okay.
Blackburn Celebrations,
yep,
they got both on what sort of price?
$13.99 a piece.
$13.99.
Yep.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty
Good
reasonable
value.
price. A lot of people go for a slightly more expensive wine, thinking they're getting better quality. It's not necessarily so. If we start with the Wolf Blass, you guys have all got your glasses already charged. as
We
have
do.
I.
Here's something that we prepared earlier.
Yes, and I like to think that the two side by side, the Wolf Blass is being a lighter colour. Now, you boys reckon I'm speaking through my bum, but what do you guys think? You reckon that's...
No,
I'm seeing the Clare Valley being a darker colour, and I can see a lot more sort of cerusse is the word I'm thinking of, but...
That's a
That's a
fantastic
lovely
word.
word,
I like
Steve.
that
Where
word.
did you pull that from?
You've been hitting the thesaurus, haven't you?
I did study graphics at one stage, and cerusse is a shade of red, and that's a lighter shade of red to the darker notes I can see in the Clare Valley.
Yep.
No, I'd agree with that. The Wolf Blass has got a slightly lighter. If you angle it down, look down towards the white below you, it's got a slightly lighter hue around the edge. The Clare Valley do the same, and it's a little bit more dense in colour and a little bit more vibrant in colour as well. So, shall we taste them?
Yeah, I have actually had a sneaky taste.
One step ahead of me.
While you're talking about
sure.
the colours. And there's a fair bit of fruit in that. Would I be wrong in saying that? Someone who knows not much about wine but knows what he likes.
Well, I think knowing what you like is the most important thing, and I totally agree with you. I think with the Wolf Blass Shiraz, we're seeing a richer, darker, almost a raisiny type fruit. There's a little bit of chocolatey character in there too, I pick up.
Nice aftertaste, I think.
Yeah, it's got good intensity of flavour, you'd say. So not super complex,
Yep.
but then again, for that price, I don't think you'd be expecting that. But yeah, very abundant,
Very drinkable.
rich flavour. Yeah.
I think this is something you'd have, around the barbecue down at your local junior football club.
Yeah, just
I think that's
sitting on the park bench.
sitting on the park bench, brown paper bag.
off on your own somewhere.
Yeah.
How's your week been again, Fred?
Just moping
Been
to
great,
yourself.
been-
Everything all right?
Everything's
at home,
going
mate?
well. Everything's going well.
And then when
Life's actually fantastic. No.
You know those thoughts that come into your head that don't normally escape to your mouth?
Particularly when I'm on the
Reckon that's
park
one of-
bench
yeah,
at
that's
the
right, yeah.
local football club. Yeah. I know it well.
Now, if we can put that one down for a second, lovely as it is, and compare it to our next one, which is, remind me again, the Clare Valley 2014 Shiraz.
That's right, from
Um,
Rockbridge.
And like I said, I don't know if you can see it on the camera there, but it's actually, to me, quite a bit darker, especially now that the Wolf Blass is a bit emptier.
It's
What are our thoughts on this one, boys?
Well, I'm one step ahead of you this time. I didn't want to get caught behind. I think again that's probably got a little bit richer fruit and more intense fruit than the Wolf Blass. And I think what we're also seeing here is I reckon that's got a little bit more new oak.
Yeah,
I
a
think,
little bit more tannic character.
yeah,
Seems fuller. Like when you first take a mouthful, it's sort of
fruit's quite sweet.
yeah.
Quite intense. It's more where that's sort of more in that sort of raisiny, Christmassy cake fruit spectrum. I think this is more in that, dark berry, rich berry character. And there's a little bit of sweetness in there, which makes me think it's had some time in American oak barrels,
Oh, right.
which often gives that.
That intense flavour.
Yeah, it's a slightly
Bitey
sweeter
sort of-
flavour.
Yep.
Can work reasonably well with Shiraz, provided it doesn't overpower the fruit character. But I think that's got real intensity of fruit. Again, bang for buck. I think they're both pretty smart, but I think this Rock Ridge really over delivers for that price.
Well, I mean, I'm a Shiraz man myself, and I must admit that's very drinkable. It's very smashable. They're both fantastic wines, but I think if you had your choice, the Clare Valley is mine.
Yeah, I think so. The Rock Ridge.
Yep.
Yep. I agree. That's something you take to a friend's place. That's something you take to the Outlaws.
Yeah.
Not the park bench, Trev.
No, well, or the park bench. Depends. Sometimes when you're with the Outlaws, maybe it's time to go to the park bench.
It's certainly
Time out.
Time out. Spend some time down
It's a
there.
lovely one to
Spend
have
some
on the
me time.
shelf for those situations where unexpected guests come over. You go, let's have a bottle of wine. You pull it out without too much shame and quite happily have a
And at
glass
that
or
price
two.
point, it's exceptional.
Does
Beautiful.
deliver. Now we're talking. If our viewers are taking these wines home, are we saying put them in the cellar or drink them in the next 6 months?
Actually, what are the numbers there? Stats say 97% of wine bought is consumed within 24 hours.
Certainly in my
Believe
case.
so.
I'd say 24 hours.
I think they're probably going to fit into those categories, and,
Yeah.
and for good reason. Good reason.
You reckon they'd age well?
Look, I think the Clare has probably got the potential to go a little bit longer. I think the Wolf Blass, I think it's made in a style where it's designed for early drinking. So I think within 2 or 3 years that would see it out. I think the Rock Ridge, I think in 5 years' time that'd look pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Don't know that it would go to 10, but I think in most cellars it probably wouldn't last that long.
No, that's exactly right. And now to our most important part of the show, and that's the quiz. And a little prize today. The winner of the quiz will
Any buzzers?
We'll get to take no buzzers. We'll get to take home their choice of said Shiraz.
Fabulous.
So, boys, charge
go.
your glasses. Let's go. Question number 1. What would Barry Hall have said to the streaker at his local footy game at the Basin the other day?
You call that a penis?
Ooh, I would have thought he would have said, "You don't look so well these days, Brent Stakey. You've put on a couple of
Put on
kilos."
a couple of kilos. I would have thought he would have said it's pretty cold. Okay, next question, and only in Australia. What church would I find opposite a station, a pub, and Federation Square?
I would have thought an empty one if you've got those three
An empty
around,
one.
but
Those options?
Plenty of choice.
Yep.
it's got to be one of the Saints, doesn't it? It's either a St Paul's or a St Michael's. Chime in any time you like, Trev. But
I'm going to go with Young and Jackson's.
Young
That's,
and Jackson's.
That's the church that I've
That's
been
probably
attending.
where we'd find you.
Yep.
I'd probably go to the transport bar at Federation Square.
As you can see, different.
Yeah, that's right.
Diagonally opposed.
That's
right.
But I'll go St Paul's.
St Paul's?
Yeah.
And St Paul's it is, so
Oh.
a point to you. Which Victorian city, other than Melbourne, still has a functioning tram network?
It's either Bendigo or Ballarat, I reckon.
I'm going to go with Ballarat.
Ballarat,
I'll go Bendigo.
Bendigo, no, it is in fact Bendigo,
Bendigo.
the heart of gold country. It's like to the west of wine country, I'm told.
Yeah, good wine
Travis,
country there.
You
Yes.
need to lift your game here, mate. I'm going
I do. I
to give
do.
you a point for the first question, but you're still trailing.
Okay.
Okay, question
Pressure's on.
4.
Relax, it's all right.
During the 1880s boom, hotels that refused to serve alcohol were referred to as...
Shit.
Broke. Well, soon to be broke. I don't think they'd be that successful, would they? What if they didn't? If you couldn't get a beer, warm or cold, at a pub back then, I can't imagine you being too successful.
Rum.
The rum?
Oh, rum, yeah,
Rum.
maybe. Bit of whiskey.
Maybe. But
Bit of moonshine.
these serve no alcohol whatsoever. I would have thought they were boring, but they were in fact called temperance hotels.
Temperance.
Temperance, where you used to go to for a
And
couple
as you can
And-
see, we don't hear about them
No.
anymore for a
Because
reason.
they went
That's-
broke.
How are they going there, you reckon?
Yeah, that's right.
Question number 5, and this is the tiebreaker. Whoever gets this will win.
Deep
Who
breath.
was the legendary Benedictine monk who invented champagne?
Dom Perignon.
Coming from the winemaker. I was going to say
Correct.
Thelodious Monk, but
No, it was in fact Dom Perignon, and that's why monks don't go on religious rampages, because they're always smashed.
We do have a lot to
so
thank him for.
Your choice of wine to take home, Dan. What would you take?
Look, yeah, I reckon I'll go the Clare Valley Shiraz. So Trav, that leaves you with that
Black.
one.
Thanks.
And
Onto
it's
the park bench I
Onto
go.
the park bench
brown
you
paper
go.
bag and away you
And
go.
I don't think it's it's a pretty good second prize. I think both wines are very drinkable. And on that bombshell, we wish you well. We'll see you next week for another exciting episode of Wine News. Catch us on all the social media interweb things that you young kids get up to these days
At Wine News.
at winenews.com, and we'll catch you then.